Yeah. Well, you read there?
I put it there. I'm not sure about it. Yeah.
Just cited the rescue pieces. Any idea whether it's working now?
I'm sure someone will let me know if they still can't hear me. Oh, sweet.
We can hear you now.
Thank you.
Next up will be Gary Troutman for a forfeiture via Zoom. Okay.
Are you Mr. Troutman? Are you Mr. Troutman? If you can hear me and you're Mr. Troutman, will you give me a sign? A thumbs up?
You hear?
Yeah.
Okay, give her a thumbs up.
All right, I can hear you all and I heard him say yes, so I'll proceed then. This is 26 FO 0707. This is Dane County versus Gary Troutman Jr. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the county, defendants in custody in the Dane County Jail via Zoom.
Mr. Troutman, I have in front of me a forfeiture complaint. It charges you with county lewd and lascivious behavior and county obstructing, resisting an officer. Both of those are non-criminal ordinance violations, which mean they carry no potential jail sentence, just a forfeiture of money only.
Okay.
I will ask,
Good.
I will ask you what your plea is to one or both of these charges, but before I do that, I'm going to ask the attorney for the county here if they want to make any offer to you to resolve the matter today. Attorney Smith.
That'd be plead to either charge or either ticket, dismiss the other for a penalty of court costs.
All right, Mr. Troutman, what that means, the county's indicated that if you would like to enter a plea of either guilty or no contest to one of these charges, they would dismiss the other charge. And then on the one that you entered, or the counts rather,
Okay.
the one that you enter a plea to, they would ask that you, and I would order that you pay court costs of $114.50. I'll give you 60 days in which to pay that. You could also plead guilty if you'd like. Either way.
What a felony.
Either way, hold on just a second. Either way, this matter will not keep you in jail any longer. I don't know if you're being held for something else, but this won't keep you in jail any longer, no matter what your plea is. What was your question for me, sir?
I'll plead guilty to the obstructing, resisting.
All right, I'll find you guilty based on your plea, and I will order that you pay a court cost of $114.50. I'll give you 60 days in which to pay that. Good luck, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right. This is 26 CM 920, State of Wisconsin versus Alec Wickland. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. Alec Wickland appears in person with counsel Erica Bierma. I've received a copy of the criminal complaint. Waive formal reading. Address is correct.
All right, thank you. I've reviewed the complaint, find that it states probable cause, and I'll enter not guilty pleas on behalf of Mr. Wickland. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State's requesting a signature bond and no contact with Bianca U. It's BIANCA, last initial U as in umbrella.
Any objections?
No objection generally, but my only question is in the event that she needs to retrieve items of personal property from Mr. Wickland's residence, I don't want that to be a violation. So can she contact his mother to arrange for that?
The restriction will just be on Mr. Wickland. If Bianca, you can contact his mother. I don't have any authority over Bianca, you, but.
No, I'm just concerned that I don't want it to be perceived as causing third-party contact.
Doesn't sound like that would be a violation to me. Do you have any opinion on that, Teresa? If Bianca, you contacts Mr. Wickland's mother in order to retrieve her possessions from Mr. Wickland's residence, doesn't sound like a violation of that no contact to me.
No, I would just say I don't want contact like indirectly through a third party. I want them to work out and get their possessions that they have. But I think the court stated it best that there's no obligation on Bianca. And even if Bianca reaches out to Mr. Wickland, he's not to have contact with her.
I just wanted to be clear about that.
That's how I would interpret it. I don't know how to phrase it in any other way, but
That's fine.
But Mr. Wickland, you're not to have contact with Bianca, you.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're done.
Thank you.
Right, choice. That's all. I think that's reasonable. Next up is Benjamin Wall.
Wow. WAUL.
Benjamin Wall. Paper, sir. Yeah. This is correct, right? 47.5 cents.
This is 26 CF 940, State of Wisconsin versus Benjamin Wall. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Benjamin Wall appears in person in custody and by attorney Connor Sheehan. He has a copy of the complaint, will waive its formal reading. The address on the complaint is correct. And at this time, he is ineligible for representation through the Office of the Public Defender.
All right.
Oh, last name is Sheehan, S is in Sam, Heehan, N is in Nancy. First name's Connor, Connor.
Mr. Wall, you've been charged with a felony offense here, which means you have a right to be represented by an attorney. I'm told that you don't qualify for appointment of an attorney through the public defender's office. So your options are to hire an attorney at your own expense or to apply, take the documentation you received from the public defender indicating that you're not eligible to the circuit court's office and apply for an attorney at county expense. Give this criminal complaint, I find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
Package of just one moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
State's requesting a signature bond along with the conditions that the defendant not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, not operate a motor vehicle without with any alcohol in his system, and not consume or possess alcohol.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
I'll order a signature bond with those conditions. Just repeat. Conditions. Mr. Wall, your next hearing is a preliminary hearing. That hearing has to take place within the next 20 days unless you want to waive those time limits, in which case we can schedule the matter further out. Sometimes people elect to waive the time limit so they have time to find and retain an attorney and prepare for the hearing, but sometimes people want the hearing as soon as possible. Would you like to have the hearing within the next 20 days, or do you want to waive the time limits?
I think I would need time to find, since I'm not available for public defender.
Okay, I'll find that you've waived the time limits for the preliminary hearing. We'll schedule the matter for a status. You will get that date on your way out. Make sure you come back to court then.
Yes.
All right, good luck, sir.
Right next up is Nasir Edmond.
Your Honor, I still don't have a complaint for Mr. Edmonds' case.
I'm doing it for the first time now, so we'll get you one.
Thank you.
Last year's.
Still haven't read your complaint yet, so I'm gonna need. Is this address correct? 815 that. Thank you.
Oh, do you have a copy of the?
He had a
complaint?
copy.
Okay.
My client's guy was able to read
Okay.
it.
You need a copy too, or will you?
I'm fine. I was able to read it. Appreciate it.
All right. Then I'll call the case. It's 26 CF 943, State of Wisconsin versus, is it Nazir?
Yeah.
Nazir Edmond. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Nasir Edmond appears in person in custody and by attorney Connor Sheehan. He has a copy of the complaint. We'll waive its formal reading. The address on the complaint is correct. And on my paperwork right now, it says that he is ineligible for representation through the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, Mr. Edmond, you've been charged with a crime here, which means you have a right to be represented by an attorney. I'm told that you don't qualify for an attorney for the Public Defender's Office. Your choices then are to hire an attorney at your own expense, or to take the documentation from the public defender indicating that you're not eligible to this, to the clerk of courts, and ask the county to appoint a lawyer to you. I've reviewed the complaint. I find that it states probable cause, and I will enter a not guilty plea to the misdemeanor charge on Mr. Edmond's behalf. What's the state's position on bail request?
State's recommending a signature bond along with the condition that he not consume or possess controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription and not possess any dangerous weapons.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, I'll order a signature bond. Well, this case is pending, Mr. Edmond. You are not to possess any controlled substances or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription. You are not to possess any drug paraphernalia, and you're not to possess any dangerous weapons. Time limits for the preliminary hearing. Mr. Edmond, I'll tell you, your next hearing is a preliminary hearing. It has to happen within the next 20 days, unless you wish to waive those time limits, in which case we can schedule the hearing further out. Sometimes people elect to waive those time limits so that they can get an attorney and prepare with the attorney for their preliminary hearing. But sometimes people want to have the hearing within the 20 days. How would you like for us to schedule the preliminary hearing, sir? If you have questions, I'm sure that Attorney Dan will answer them for you.
So you can, yeah, that's gonna help work. Where they'd ask you to waive the time limits, not that hearing, and then they reschedule them. I think that's right. Mr. Edmond would like to waive the time limits.
All right, find that he's waived the time limits. We'll schedule the matter for a status. On your way out, when you sign your bond form, you'll get the date for that status. Make sure you come back to court on that date, whether or not you have an attorney, okay? All right, we're adjourned. Good luck, sir.
The Jason Jeffries, tradition. Do you have any input there by any chance? What's that? No, I don't.
Which language interpreter are we waiting? You know what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
which cases?
Yeah, it's.
Or September.
Next up will be Willie Dean for forfeitures. Mr. Willie Dean.
Stand for election.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Dean?
I am.
All right, this is 26 FO 705 Dane County versus Willie Dean. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the county. Willie Dean's here in person in custody in the Dane County Jail.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dean. I have in front of me a forfeiture complaint. It charges you with a county obstructing or resisting an officer. It's a non-criminal charge, for lack of a better word. It carries no possible jail time, just a forfeiture of money. About as serious as a traffic ticket. I will ask you what your plea is to this ordinance violation. But before I do that, I'll ask Attorney Smith whether the county wants to make any offer to you to resolve the matter today, Council.
That'd be to plea for court costs.
So, Mr. Dean, if you want to enter either a guilty or no contest plea to this obstructing or resisting an officer, the county will ask and I will order that you pay court costs, $114.50. You also could plead not guilty if you'd like. We'll schedule the matter for further proceedings. Either way, this matter will not keep you in jail any longer. I don't know whether you're being held for something else, but this is not going to keep you in jail no matter what your plea is. How would you like to plead to the obstructing or resisting an officer?
No contest.
I'll find you guilty based on your no contest plea. I'll order that you pay court costs of $114.50, and I'll give you 60 days in which to pay that.
Okay,
All right, we're adjourned. Good luck, sir.
thank you.
Okay, so that ends for bottom day, okay.
The Parker stepped out to grab one more forfeiture. Back shortly.
If it's Alona Turner, then we may have an issue because there's a felony case with it. Yeah, it's the only one we have.
That's the
beyond.
Yeah, that's the only other standalone forfeiture I have on my list.
You guys would like to contest.
Okay.
Next up is Travion Townsend for forfeiture. Travion Townsend. They were certain. Stand for like.
Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Townsend?
Yes.
All right, this is 26 FO 708 Dane County versus Travion Townsend. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the county. Mr. Townsend's here in person in custody in the Dane County Jail.
All right, Mr. Townsend, I have in front of me a forfeiture complaint charging you with a county disorderly conduct. It's a non-criminal ordinance violation. It carries no potential jail sentence or anything like that. The maximum penalty is a forfeiture of money only. I will ask you what your plea is to this disorderly conduct, but before I do that, I'll ask Attorney Smith whether the county wants to make any offer to you to resolve the matter today.
That'd be court costs.
So, Mr. Townsend, if you enter either a guilty or no contest plea to this disorderly conduct, I will order that you pay court costs of $114.50. I'll give you 60 days in which to pay that. You also have the right to plead not guilty to this ordinance violation, in which case we'll schedule the matter for further proceedings. Mr. Townsend, no matter what your plea is today, this matter won't continue to hold you here in jail. I don't know whether there's anything else holding you, but this won't keep you here. How would you like to enter, or how would you like to plead to the county disorderly?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty based on your guilty plea, or you forward that you pay court costs of $114.50. I'll give you 60 days in which to pay that. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Next up will be Jason Jeffries for.
Mr. Jeffries.
Right.
Sorry.
I lived here for about a year and a half.
Right, this is 26 CF 942, State of Wisconsin versus Jason Jeffries. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Jason Jeffries appears in person, in custody, and by attorney Connor Sheehan. He's reviewed the complaint, will waive his formal reading. The address is 123.
Yes, sir.
The address is correct. And I have no paperwork regarding his eligibility for public defender representation at this time.
Right. Well, Mr. Jeffries, there's a complaint here which indicates that that you are wanted in St. Genevieve County in Missouri for a felony driving while revoked or suspended. It's an extradition complaint. You have a right to be represented by an attorney at an extradition hearing. The bailiff has just handed you a document which contains instructions about applying for a lawyer from the public defender's office. Attorney Shane, do you know what Mr. Jeffers' wishes are with respect to the extradition?
It's to contest.
All right, so Mr. Jeffries, then what I'll do is I'll set bail in this matter. I will ask the state what their position is regarding bail or bond.
Based on this being a felony matter out of Missouri, the state's requesting $5,000 cash plus the standard conditions.
On behalf of Mr. Jeffries,
Thank you, Your Honor. We'd ask for a signature bond in this case. Mr. Jeffries has lived in Wisconsin for at least a year and a half. He hasn't lived in Missouri for 5 years, is what he's told me. He has represented to me that on September 11th, 2025, when this matter came to light, he was driving through the state because his mother-in-law
Yes, sir.
was under the weather. Had passed, is what I'm being told now. Mr. Jeffries has represented to me that he works at Playcon, that he and his wife live here at home, that I haven't, at this point, no reason to believe that he wouldn't participate in these proceedings to the fullest, that he has every interest in seeing these resolved.
all right. Sounds like Mr. Jeffries has some ties to the area. He's been here a little while, is married and employed here. At the same time, it sounds like perhaps Mr. Jeffries doesn't expect for to be in a position to argue that this is not, that he's not the person named in this complaint. So I do believe that given the allegations here that he's wanted in another state, some cash bail is appropriate to assure his appearance here in Wisconsin. I'll order $750 cash bail. Mr. Jeffries, while you're on bail, you're to attend your court appearances and not commit any crimes.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll schedule the matter for an extradition hearing.
Next up is Emma Thomas, via Zoom.
Yes. Program. Sorry. Psychiatric group bonding.
This is another one that came through after I left my office. I'm going to take a minute to read the complaint.
By all means.
Matt, we should talk about how much other stuff I did. Other stuff, not I got about. Hey, Debbie, can you get us to the Greenville? Books by George L. Valdez. Yep. Did you know he's actually a doctor that works in here? No. There's like, they do the book part. One of the doctors, he's got a PhD and he works in here too. That's intriguing, thank you.
We're just trying to figure out when you're ready, but you let me know when you're ready and I'll call it. Sure. Right. Right, this is 26 CM 921, State of Wisconsin versus Emma Thomas. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Emma Thomas appears remotely over Zoom and by attorney Connor Sheehan. Ms. Thomas, can you give me a wave if you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Wonderful. Ms. Thomas, have you received a copy of the complaint in this case?
I just did.
Okay, so I'm going to waive its formal reading. It has the Beacon as your address. Is that what you'd like it to stay as?
Yes.
Okay. I can also say that Ms. Thomas is eligible for state public defender representation.
I've reviewed the complaint, find that it states probable cause, and I'll enter a not guilty plea on Ms. Thomas' behalf. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State's recommending cash bail in the amount of $200 and a condition that should be banned from porch light at 4 South Blair Street. In support of the cash, I'll note failures to appear November 27th, 2023, February 8th, 2024. The defendant appeared for court on July 16th, but about 6 hours after it was scheduled, so there was no warrant or bench warrant or anything there. Another failure to appear on October 25th, 2024. And that was a return on warrant of June 23rd, 2025, where the defendant posted $300 in that particular case. With all that under consideration, I think at least some cash is necessary.
I'm sorry, you said she posted 300 in that case?
Correct.
On the 23rd, I was in from June.
Oh, one moment.
On behalf of Ms. Thomas.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Thomas, I want to be very careful because everything you're saying is being recorded and can be used against you in future proceedings, okay?
Okay.
Now, do you have an explanation for the missed appearance on October 25th, 2024, I believe was the date?
October 25th, 24. What? So that was what? Okay, yes, I moved from Neiman Street, from 1710 Neiman to 1002 West Badger. I completely forgot it. I had custody of my grandkids, which was 4 kids. No older than 12.
I apologize. I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but I think that's adequate for now, and I'm just going to argue on your behalf. Is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
But I'm speaking about the complaint because in Porch Light Building.
Oh, I'm going to stop you right there. That is something I really don't want you to do, is talk about the facts of the case right now, okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm going to object to any cash in this case. The no contact or the geographic ban from Porch Light, I don't believe I have grounds to object, but at this point, the paperwork I've been handed by my agency shows that she survives on Social Security income or insurance, pardon me. That is her sole income. I just cannot justify asking someone to allocate $200 based on that. The address we have on file is Beacon. We're talking about locations such as Porch Light. She is a 30-year Dane County resident. Based on everything I see, I understand that Ms. Thomas is indigent, but I don't think that she's a flight risk.
All right, thank you. Sounds like Ms. Thomas has strong ties to Dane County. She's lived here a long time. But she also has failed to appear in court on several occasions. She's charged here with disorderly conduct, which isn't the most serious of offenses. But it does appear, based on her failures to appear in court, that some cash bail is necessary to ensure she comes back to court. I'll order an amount of $150. While the matter is pending, Ms. Thomas, I'll order that you not be at Porch Light. All right, we're adjourned on that matter.
Next up is Angelo Lona Turner. Here's good work.
Thank you. Oh, right fine.
There, he's got no X.
Is that just correct?
There are two cases here, 26 CF 874 and 26 FO 706. The CF case is State of Wisconsin versus Angelo Polona Turner, and the FO case is Dane County versus Angelo Polona Turner. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Insofar as 26 CF 874 is concerned, Angelo Polona Turner appears in person in custody and by attorney Connor Sheehan. He has a copy of the complaint. The address on it is correct. We'll waive its formal reading, and he is eligible for representation through the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, I've reviewed this complaint, find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State's recommending a signature bond along with the conditions that the defendant not operate a motor vehicle, not consume or possess controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription, and not operate a motor vehicle without a functioning ignition interlock device.
Counsel, any objection?
I'm so sorry. One moment, please. No objections, Your Honor.
All right, I'll order a signature bond, sir. While this matter is pending, I will order that you not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license or without a functioning ignition interlock device. I'll order that you not possess any controlled substances without a valid prescription, and that you not possess any drug paraphernalia. Counsel, with respect to the time limits for the preliminary hearing? And I'm sorry, did you say Mr. Polona Turner was eligible or not eligible?
He is, Your Honor.
Okay.
With that, we'll keep the time limits in place.
All right, we'll schedule the matter for a timely preliminary hearing. You will get the next court date on your way out, sir, when you find your bond form.
Next up is Lorenzo Brown.
Yeah.
Brown.
This is 26 CF 928 State of Wisconsin versus Lorenzo Brown. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Lorenzo Brown appears in person in custody and by his attorney Connor Sheehan. Mr. Brown has representation through the Public Defender's Office, myself actually. He's received a copy of the complaint. The address on it is correct and will waive its formal reading.
All right, I reviewed the complaint. I find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State's requesting cash bail in the amount of $5,000 along with a ban from the 1000 block of East Mifflin Street. No contact with DBG. That he not possess any dangerous weapons. That's all the conditions I'm requesting. In regards to the cash, I'll first note it's a very concerning incident alleged in the complaint, but in support of the cash, it's my understanding the defendant was absconding from extended supervision when this incident occurred. And then I'm also seeing bench warrants issued November 10th, 2025, November 9th, 2023, and October 20th of 2023. Based on all those factors, the state feels relatively significant cash is appropriate.
On behalf of Mr. Brown.
One moment, please, Your Honor. Thank you for your patience, Your Honor. Regarding the no contact, there's no objection. Regarding the geographic ban, I don't think there's enough of a nexus between the alleged offense and the location. Yes, that's where it's happened, but it's not as though he's creating a consistent threat to that area. That's his partner's address, is my understanding. I just don't see why that geographic ban is necessary. Regarding the seriousness of the events, yes, it is charged as a high-level felony. Yes, there's probable cause to make that charge. That does not mean it's going to go to trial or a conviction on that offense. It is a mishandling of a firearm that resulted in a bullet hole while someone was at work. I would contest that characterization of the offense. Cash for the absconding, I understand. I get it. That also, I would say, I'm representing Mr. Brown in his ongoing revocation proceedings. I don't think $5,000 is necessary or appropriate, given that fact. I would ask for $250 cash.
All right, thank you. I do think that cash bond is, that cash bond is appropriate in this case. Mr. Brown has demonstrated that he's willing to not make himself available for court appearances in the future. He's also absconding from supervision. At the time when he allegedly shoots a gun inside of a residence, I think that the $5,000 requested by the state is appropriate under these circumstances. I will order that while this case is pending, that he has no contact with DBG and that he not possess any dangerous weapons. I agree that the geographic ban isn't necessary under these particular circumstances. Would you like the preliminary hearing within the time limits?
Yes, please.
Schedule the matter for a timely preliminary hearing. Good luck, sir.
Next up is Justin Rogers.
Sure. We'll bring him out. I just won't until you're ready. No.
Is that address correct? Wait here.
Yeah, dog, boy, girl.
No.
All right, I'm glad it's not just me.
Sorry, I should have phonetically spelled them.
DBG.
That's correct.
Can you tell me your last name, sir?
Rogers.
Okay.
You're those clean.
All right, this is 26 CM 914 State of Wisconsin versus Justin Rogers. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Justin Rogers appears in person in custody and by attorney Connor Sheehan. Mr. Rogers currently has representation through my office in other cases in Dane County. I'm sure he'll be appointed as accordingly. He has a copy of the complaint. The address is correct. We'll waive his formal reading.
I've reviewed the complaint, find that it states probable cause, not under not guilty pleas on Mr. Rogers' behalf. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State's requesting cash bail in the amount of $1,500, along with the condition that he not operate a motor vehicle. I'll note the defendant has 2 open cases, I believe in branch 8. He failed to appear for a pretrial conference on November 20th, 2025, and a bench warrant was issued. That was 25 CT 594. $250 bond was set. There was a failure to appear at an initial appearance on February 16th, 2026. That was in 25 CM 3070. Cash bail was set in that case, I believe, at $1,000 when picked up. Defendant also has an open case in Milwaukee County. It's 26 CT 410. What's being alleged there is that he was caught driving without a license and also failed to appear at the initial appearance March 31 of this year. And that warrant for missing court there, Milwaukee County was active when the defendant was picked up for the case at hand. We're the first to recognize this is 2 unclassified misdemeanors and a Class A misdemeanor for the bail jumping. But with this failure to appear history, I think relatively significant cash is appropriate.
One moment, please. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm asking for a signature bond. There is a hold out of Milwaukee County. Again, there are parallel revocation proceedings, it seems, or there's something his PO wants to address.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Or there's something his PO simply wants to address with him. There is a hold in place is the long and short of it. This is an OAR, an IID, and bail jumping for unclassified misdemeanors. This will resolve, if it does, in fact, involve his guilt, a plea for court costs if he has several of them. If not, it will be dismissed, or it'll be a ticket, or he'll have to get his license. I cannot imagine that justifies cash bail. The most recent missed appearance on March 31st, Mr. Rogers has represented to me that he went the same day, that he was early, and that the system did not update. His most recent Dane County warrant, he has told me that he turned himself in having missed court and that he was working.
You said that was 26 CT 410, the most recent case?
That's what my notes indicate, yes.
Nothing came up when I searched that, but.
All right, let me take another look. I apologize.
Leave this.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine, okay. That's fine. All right. All right, thank you both. I agree that given Mr. Rogers, that I would call consistent failures to appear over the years, that justifies some cash bail. I don't think $1,500 is necessary, given the nature of the charges here, but I do think that Mr. Rogers should post some cash bail to make sure he comes back to court. Order that amount in $250. While this case is pending, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't write down any of the non-monetary conditions requested. No operation of motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
I just requested a blanket, no operation.
Did you have any objection to that?
One moment, please. I would object to the blanket. I would ask for without a valid license.
Right. Mr. Rogers, it does seem like you're driving a whole lot without a valid driver's license, although you are presumed innocent of these charges, but I think given the sheer number of pending driving charges you have at this point, it's best that you not operate a motor vehicle at all while these cases are pending. That's all ordered. All right, we're adjourned on that case. Good luck.
Next up is Carrie Hecker.
What's the original?
He was, yes.
Before. You stand on the yellow beds.
This is 26 CM 913, State of Wisconsin versus Carrie Hecker. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Carrie Hecker appears in person in custody and by attorney Connor Sheehan. She has a copy of the complaint, will waive its formal reading. The address on it is correct.
All right, I reviewed the complaint, find that it states probable cause, and I will enter a not guilty plea on Ms. Hecker's behalf. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State's recommending a signature bond. Along with the conditions that the defendant have no contact with Joshua K. It's Joshua. Also no contact with Kimberly Ann W. It's KIMBERLYANN. Last initial W as in Williams. Also that the defendant not possess any dangerous weapons and be banned from the State Street map area.
Any objection?
Okay, they're gonna give you a little physical map showing you where you can object to this condition.
No, is that a signature band?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, order signature bond in this matter. Ms. Hecker, while this case is pending, you are to have no contact with Joshua K. No contact with Kimberly and W. That you're not possessing any dangerous weapon. And you are banned from the area that's highlighted on that State Street ban area map that your attorney has just handed you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're adjourned on that matter.
Question. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Apparently the interpreter is finishing up a plea and sentencing hearing. You have heard that, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Your shoes on the French name.
Right. Okay. Ready?
Next up is Nathan Cigarettes.
It's just like, is this address correct? Cool.
That's the sound of formation, lease.
So is that the meeting yesterday? I'm very sorry.
Where I'm going to say that early. But it's about time to actually do it.
So we'll get there.
I didn't hear how you said you pronounced your last name.
I'm sorry, Brian.
All right, this is 26 CM 919, State of Wisconsin versus Nathan Segerbrecht. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Nathan Segerbrecht appears in person, in custody, and by attorney Connor Sheehan. He has a copy of the complaint, will waive its formal reading. He is ineligible for state public defender representation at this time. And it is my understanding we may need to update the address. So where should we go? It should be 102 Beacon Circle. Is that in Madison?
Oh, no,
In Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. Do you know the zip? 53572. 2.
All right, Mr. Segerbrecht, you have been charged with 2 crimes. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. Sounds like you're not eligible for an attorney through the public defender's office, so your options are to hire an attorney to represent you, or to take the documentation from the public defender's office indicating that you're not eligible to the clerk of court and ask that the county appoint an attorney to you at county expense. I reviewed this complaint. I find that it states probable cause and I'll enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. What's the state's position on bail?
State's recommending a signature bond along with the conditions that the defendant not consume or possess controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription, and that he have no contact with Charlene M. CHARLENE. Last initial M as in Mary.
Any objection?
One moment, please. No objections, Your Honor.
All right, I'll order a signature bond in this matter. While this case is pending, sir, you are not possessing any controlled substances without a valid prescription, not to possess any drug paraphernalia, not to have any contact with Charlene M. You will get your next court appearances on your way out when you sign your bond form. Make sure you come back to court on the next date. All right.
Next up is Murray Allen. Murray out. Out, Murray out.
Yes, please. I think we're gonna be done. So.
Justin. Yeah.
Mr. Handley?
Yes.
Pardon me. Oh, Mr. Handley. Here's me a copy. Copy of the complaint. Mr. Handley? Just a copy of the complaint here, please.
This is 26 CF 938 State of Wisconsin versus Justin Handley. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Justin Hanley appears in person, in custody, and by attorney Connor Sheehan. He has a copy of the complaint. We'll waive his formal reading. The address of the complaint is correct. He is eligible for state public defender representation at this time. I do want to move to dismiss count 1 for a lack of probable cause. Specifically, the driving or operation element.
Right. Attorney Smith.
In the complaint, specifically the second page, there is a description of people responding, or I guess initially a caller not feeling comfortable going to check on a driver of a vehicle, subject possibly overdosing, slumped over the wheel. Fire department arrives, needle hanging out of the driver's arm, or the individual in the driver's seat, later identified as Mr. Handley. He was behind the wheel. The car was running, so that would be operation. I believe Pregler is the case, and reached for the shifter when firefighters woke him up. I agree to an extent with Attorney Sheehan. There's certainly some arguments to be made in front of a jury, but as for probable cause, I think there's more than enough here to prove operation.
Okay. I see that portion now. I missed it the first time I read it. I don't know if Attorney Sheehan did as well, but
I did. I would say that's a misreading of Prager.
I think it's sufficient for probable cause. I'll deny the motion to dismiss the complaint. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
The state is recommending a signature bond, along with conditions that the defendant not operate a motor vehicle, not consume or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. And that's all I'm asking for. Thank you.
No objections, Your Honor.
Right, or a signature bond with those conditions. Time limits for the preliminary hearing.
Kept in place.
We'll schedule the matter for a timely preliminary hearing. Mr. Handley, when you leave here, you'll sign your bond form and you'll get your next court date. Make sure you come back to court on that next date. All right, we're done.
Yes.
Is that Fred? Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, thank you so much. You don't know how much I need it. Huh? Yeah. From one thing to the next. Really appreciate it so much. Yeah.
This is 26 CS 941, State of Wisconsin versus Tana Torres Centeno.
Este es el estado de Wisconsin contra Dana Torres Centeno, 26 CF 941.
Appearances, please.
Comparecencias.
Lexi Keys for the state of Wisconsin.
Tana Torres Centeno appears in person with her attorney Glenn Avina. Good afternoon, Your Honor. We have received a copy of the criminal complaint. We'll waive its formal reading. The address on the complaint is correct. And we will waive time limits for the preliminary hearing at this time.
I have reviewed the complaint. I find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
The state is requesting a signature bond in this case with the non-monetary conditions that she not have contact with the victim's family and that she not operate a motor vehicle while case is pending.
We have no objection to those conditions, Your Honor.
Right, I will order a signature bond with those conditions. I'll find that Ms. Torres Centeno has waived the time limits for preliminary hearing and will schedule the matter for a status.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And we're adjourned on that piece. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, by the way.
Sorry, I took the training. Did you get our number?
1100-891.
I think I'm actually done for the day.
Oh, good.
It's just short. He said you won't need it before it.
Oh, good.
That would have been bad too, right after this. Yeah. From, nine. Made the night house.
Do something sounds this way.
So let's get a coffee.
Next up is Murray Allen. Pick your water. Did you drink your water?
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought he just took your signs. He was enjoying it so much.
And another fist.
Oh, sir. Let me know when you're ready.
Yes.
But on the news, yeah, they were gonna try to say about that. One from him? Yes.
Right.
This is 26 CF 937 State of Wisconsin versus Murray Allen. Appearances, please.
Sam Smith for the state.
Murray Allen appears in person, in custody, and by attorney Connor Sheehan. He has a copy of the complaint. We'll waive its formal reading. The address I'd like updated to the Beacon, 615 East Washington in Madison. He is eligible for state public defender representation. Attorney Cuevas has been appointed to other pending charges. I'm sure he'll be appointed to this one as well.
All right, I've reviewed the complaint, find that it states probable cause. What's the state's position on bail or bond?
State's requesting a signature bond and no alcohol.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
I'll order a signature bond, Mr. Allen, while this case is pending. You're not to be consuming any alcohol.
There's still.
Time limits for preliminary hearing, guys.
Let's keep them in place.
All right, we'll schedule the matter for a timely preliminary hearing. You will get that date on your way out, sir. Make sure you come back to court for the prelim.